Well, the next day, what I did was, I don't know how this camera's going to pick it up, but you can see there's a lot of scratch marks in here. This is 80 grit scratches. If I really poured the paint to it, I could probably get rid of it. But, and I had some runs in here. So anyway, what I've done is take the 180 grit on a DA, and I knocked out some of my runs. It feels good, and just straightened it out. I've got a dent here, another dent here. Just didn't see those. I have to fix those. This has been sanded with 180. This is nice and smooth, but there's a lot of difference between what I'm gonna need and what I got. So basically, this color coat here is working more like a guide coat than anything. I'll probably have to get some more blue paint because I only got, well, 2 quarts, even with all of the mixes and stuff in it. The paint's balling up just a little because it's not even 24 hours old, but I got it here under a big fan, and I can see a lot of the scratches in it now. It's dry, but I'll just clean this all up, sand it down with 180 and 220. I should be able to get this smooth enough to put a good paint job on it, and I'll make sure I got any runs or anything out of here. Most of this is going to be sanded with by hand, wet sanded. Probably take 320. You can see the dirt in it here. But anyway, I didn't think that it was gonna work out, but I wanted to see what I got. Just for a rat rod, this would have been fine, just to leave it like that. But in a way, it's a lot more work. But now I know what needs to be, how it needs to be sanded. So I'll just continue on and clean this up best I can, and we'll get the fine sanding done, and the next coat of paint should go on here real nice. I think it's good enough in the trunk and stuff, but it's going to give me an opportunity to get a few more dents out that I didn't notice. That one there is really obvious. 2 of them, a big one here and a big one there. So I'll just clean those up and sand it all good. Try to paint it and see what I got. Most likely I'll have more stuff in it, but I'm not particularly worried about that. I'll just have to get some more paint and paint it. But I know now the quality of sanding's got to go into the hood, so I'll get it out, sand it up real good, and when I go to squirt this next coat on here, I should be able to get the whole car blue. We'll find out. And I'll have to get a better light over here so when I paint it I don't get a run. Anyway, I'm not done by a long shot, but at least I know what I got to do now. Well, I hit a snag. I was kind of working on this door here to get the gap right, and I did a little beating on it, and then all of a sudden my Bondo cracked here, so I ground it all off. This whole place was rusted out, and what I did do just beat it in and filled it full of Bondo. That wasn't the best thing to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out, weld a piece of metal in it. It's good that it happened now rather than once I was driving down the road and the paint was all done. So I can weld a good strong piece in there, and you know, should have done it before. I didn't, but it shouldn't take me too long to do that, and then I can go ahead and continue with prepping this thing. Well, I cut me a piece out, welded it in. I broke this Bondo off way up here. This whole section here was actually kind of bad, but I've got it pressed in there real tight. I've kind of got it sort of full, and I'll trim this off with a razor blade when it gets a little harder, and then we'll sand it. A couple passes of Bondo on here, and I should be able to get this one pretty good. Longer than I thought, but blended it in real good, and I adjusted it a little to fit my door a little better. It wasn't closing quite right, so that's pretty good. And I just sprayed it with some spray can primer. It'll be good enough for the blue paint, but that looks pretty good. It's better than it was. I know there was a little dent in it, and that's gone, but the main thing is it's got about a 6-7 inch piece of steel welded in it. So, and then while I was using my Bondo, I went around and kind of cleaned this part up here, and that looks a lot better. Boy, squatting down there working on my back is killing me. I don't know if the autofocus on this is working or not. I cleaned up my window here. I got a lot of primer and Bondo, and the worst part is I got some weld on it, and it's just sitting in here. It's really not being held in, but I have to cut the bracket to get it out. And what I was going to do, just leave it and fill up the gap with some of that black stuff. So that'd still be the thing, but I need to sand it all good. Yeah. Standing up here is not so bad. Squatting down there, boy, that about killed me off. But this won't be too bad to get it sanded, and I'll get up there on top with some 220 on a long board. So I got plenty of 220, and I got some 360 to go over it if I have to and hand sand it, which I probably will. At least around the corners and anything I can see or feel. But I've got enough machine stuff to make it a lot better. Clean this back up. I got a lot of stuff. I saw that one as soon as I squirted the paint to it. I thought, oh man, I didn't clean that up. I should have. So I'll work on that trunk a little. The window shouldn't be too bad. This door's still all good. I didn't really see anything here. And this, I didn't really get any runs or anything in it, so it'll just be a matter of fine sanding it. And I think I'll sand this, well, probably not that one. I might do the sides, sand them again, and paint the whole thing. This part here is going to get covered up with with the hood. I guess I should just paint the whole thing. It's only, you know, a few more inches of paint. The more I put on there, the better. It's a nice color, dark blue. Looks good when it's shiny. Anyway, I'll continue to go around this thing and clean up all my little corners and get everything ready here on the bottom to be painted blue. And if I can get this hinge and stuff done today, I'll figure that's a pretty good deal. Well, good evening, YouTube. Another couple days in the saga. I basically determined from the blue paint that I really needed to sand this again. And so basically this is sanded in 220 right now. I went around the window, took all the old paper and cleaned it up and retaped it. Where these little pieces of tape are just little spots I need to fix. I redid this trunk edge. I got it real straight. I finished this up where it looks pretty good. I wish I wouldn't have welded it on crooked, but I did. I got everything around this window real good. And the top was kind of rough, mostly because it was dust from the primer. But anyway, this has all been sanded now with 80 grit on a DA, and all of the rough stuff and scratches are all gone out of it. And then I sprayed it with primer again, and I had some dust in it. You can see the shiny stuff there. I just gently sanded it with a 100 disc. So that roof is all good. This stuff has all been sanded with 320. I reprimed this. This all ready to go, all of this corner here. Basically the whole bottom is ready for paint. I've just got a couple little tiny spots. This is all done. The window and everything's done. Basically it's ready to paint. All I have to do is let this primer dry, put that on today. Like I said, I sanded it with 80 grit on DA, got it down real smooth, no scratch marks. And then put 2 more coats of primer. So when I 220 this, it'll be real nice. I tried to protect the cowl there from getting primer on it. But tomorrow, I've blown the shop out pretty good. After all this sanding, I wanted to get the sanding done to try to protect the paint. But tomorrow I can paint the whole bottom of this thing. And we'll see the whole car in primer. I mean, in paint finally, and not in primer. So we'll see what the blue looks like. And the other blue thing I've got's my hood here. It's pretty much ready to go. Just need to sand it. I gotta figure out a way to put it on something and hold it. I need to clean up my radiator thing that's outside, but it'll just be 220 wet sanded, and I'll just spray over the top of that again. Just need to get the dirt out. But I should have primered this door here, but it'll be okay with that blue paint. I'll probably just I'm gonna go ahead and spray can primer this, just because that'll soak up paint. But basically I'm ready to paint it. We'll let this thing I'll primer this, we'll let her dry up till tomorrow, and then we'll get some color. Well, another day. What I did is I resprayed this, and man, it's just smooth as a baby's butt. I sanded it all off good with 80. I reprimered it, and then today I hit it with 220 on a DA. It's just as smooth as you can get. I'm not going to be painting this today. I was just mostly knocking it down, so I'm not going to have a lot of dust. It's going to be going on this new paint. I'll let the paint dry. But everything's all good. I need to find my glazing putty. I don't know what happened. I've got a little place right there. I've got little places where I got tape. I got 2 or 3 little nicks in it. I have my red glazing putty somewhere. I lost it, but I need to find that. I really cleaned out the shop and blew it pretty good. Got most all of the dirt out. So if I can find my glazing putty, I'll patch up these 2 or 3 little places. I might have to go buy some more. I know I had about half a tube left. That shit's kind of expensive. But I can finish up these 2 or 3 little spots, and I'll be ready to paint. Cut me some cardboard to protect the pipes and stuff like that. So I'll probably put you up on the tripod, and we'll show a little bit of the painting itself. So sometime today we'll see this all. Well, I finished 220 DA sanding this whole thing. I washed it down. I got some clean water. I went over this all, and it's been wet sanded with 320. I was going to dig up my other little parts, and like my valence there, and a little thing here. I can't find but one of them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save a little paint. I'm sure this is not going to take the whole thing. If I have to get another quart, yeah, I'll get another quart. This stuff's kind of expensive, 75 bucks a quart. But this has all been wet sanded, washed with a little bit of dish soap and water, and I worked on all of the little scratches and stuff I could see. Still see a little water on it right there, but pretty much got everything off of here. Well, you can see here that I need to wash this better, so I'll dump my soap. I just didn't do this side. I can see all kinds of it on here. I'll wash this and blow it off and see what it looks like. And once I can get it cleaned up, Then I'll wipe it all down with a tack cloth, which should take any of this dust and stuff off, and little pieces of towel, and so I should be good to go there. I've got it masked good enough. I need to put another piece of cardboard right here so I don't paint my motor. I've got to set the hood up on the, you know, half an inch away from the cowl. This is all good. I might have to run another piece of tape in there. It's all right. All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've got my paint mixed up, and I'm just going to go ahead and we've just got the camera up on a paint can, and we're going to test out this new gun and paint mixture. I'm going to start up here on the front. showing you something. I've used most of the time. I'll get this dirty stuff down the bottom first. I thought we got the air right. And it's still recording. Well, sorry about that last clip there. I forgot about the camera, but man, I can see some DA marks in it. Those are 30 grit or 40 grit. I got some dents there. A few more hoop-de-doos and scratches. Got a lot of dirt in it, but water it looks like. I'm not sure. But it's nice blue. I got it on 2 coats. I was able to do a pretty good job on the hood. I was having trouble with the gun. It'd work okay, and then it would just barely squirt, and then it'd work again. But anyway, I got this good. I got the hood 2 coats real good. Actually, I should have got a little more up there in front. It's good enough. The cowl's real good, and I got over here, man, I got some runs. I got a big one all across. Got some here, one there, all across there. Some back in here. Well, 2 pretty good runs, and then I got one down here in the door. I did that before. I told myself I'd put some lights up so I wouldn't do it again. Did it again. Anyway, I got to color sand this. I didn't have enough paint. I'm out of paint. I got maybe enough to paint some little pieces. But I'm going to have to get another quart. You know, just that'll be enough to do it all, because it took that. It's about 1.5 quarts when it's all mixed up. I wasted quite a bit of paint there on that firewall and stuff, painting it over and over. But basically, what this is good enough for now is color sanding. Looks like all this hood and stuff would be good. I'll have to work on this trunk a little. But boy, it looks really good and shiny. Except you can see those machine marks in it. Well, I'll just color sand that. Make sure I get it all out. Won't be that big a deal to straighten paint out this top part. My gun was spraying bad, so but I can see sand marks in it too. So that needs to be color sanded. The whole thing needs to be color sanded. But for the most part, this fender looked real good. Got the trunk good. I just have a little few sanding marks. Color sand this. One more coat of blue paint. Take my time and don't run it. And this will be good to go. So anyway, there's the first major color on it, guys. So some days, weeks of body work, and of course right at the end you're tired. Anyway, so got one more to do. Gonna have to color sand this, and probably with 360 or something, and just get it smooth and paint it once more, and I'll be done. Well, good morning again, YouTube. This stuff dried all night with fans on. I got this hood turned out real good. It's got a little dirt in it. I was having gun troubles. It'd squirt good and then it wouldn't. So I'm cleaning all my guns up. I'll use a different gun. But I got this cal all real nice. This is all real good in here. It's not super glossy. It's because I didn't have enough paint. But no runs or anything on here. Back here you can see some of the Bondo work. See, he's not focusing. Try it. There we go. This trunk turned out to be a mess. I don't know if you can see right there in the middle, there's 2 or 3 dents. You can see some sanding scratches. Right there was some water that got in it. Around the hinges you can see that that's awful rough looking. Same thing back there. So this needs another good color sanding. I see some little dents there that ought to be taken out. Just patched up good. Because the paint job basically on this car, and you can see the stuff hanging on the walls and everything else when it's real glossy. But then this trunk hinge thing there needs a little work. I got just 1, 2 dents here, real small ones. I've got some sanding marks there from the DA. Got a little water there. This bottom piece, I don't really have a good light over here, but I got a little bit of sand in there. I need to get the bottom better. I didn't get it here. This fender here turned out real good. I've got some place up in here where I had sealed it but didn't prime it over the top of it well enough. So I can sand that all out. This corner of the trunk turned out real nice. The hinges look pretty good. All this fender turned out real good. The curves here, the little door, it's all painted good inside. This door's got plenty of paint on it. I got a run right here in the bottom of it. It's not bad. It's good for paint. These runs that I had up here in the top of this cowl are still here. There's, 2 or 3 of them. But that's good. There's plenty of paint on it. This whole cowl front here looks really good. I'm glad I decided to plug out them holes. It made it look really nice. This stuff up here is really good. Just got a little dirt in it. The hood's good. This side's all good. Need to put a little more right here in the front. And I need to work on this area some. My gun was giving me trouble, was most of the problem. But this all looks real nice. It's shiny. It's looks like a real car instead of just a pile of stuff. And I got just a little left of that blue paint. I'm going to do this rear valance. And I don't really have enough to. I'm going to try to see if I got all of the trunk. I think, I don't know if I did or not, but I'll open this trunk and paint whatever it is on the inside. And if I've got enough paint, I'm going to try to get some more on this bottom here. Because I don't see no sand marks or anything. It just needs more paint. So that's what I'll try to do today. Is just sand that thing down over there. And see if I got enough paint to redo the back of that thing there. I got more paint coming, and we can fix the trunk and all the rest of the stuff. Well, I opened the trunk up. Sure enough, I hadn't painted the inside. But I got this real good up over the edge. It's all nice and wet. Battery died. Anyway, got this pretty good. It could stand another coat. The sides are pretty good. I got them wet up onto the edge, so that one more coat really helped that roof. And I went ahead and did all the bottom here, and I put the valance up here so I could kind of take advantage of the overspray. And I'll let the trunk down and take a look at it.